Everyone has a story. You have a story of your birth, you have a story of where you come from, you have a story of your parents, your great grandparents, and that lineage. They made a story, and that is why you are there today. Now, but we can ask ourselves, how is my story? If I'm told to write, or somebody is asked to write my story, what would they write? That is the question. So we have people who are able to tell stories of real life situations that happened, especially during the time of Jesus. We have his disciples, especially John, who can narrate so much about his friend Jesus. He was there, he saw, and that one he's writing in First John, letter to John, chapter 1, verse 3. And he's narrating different situations, different times when he witnessed, when he heard, when he saw all the things that Jesus did when he was on this earth. And he testifies to these things. And not only testifying, he wrote them down. And we know that whatever John wrote is a true testimony. Because if somebody witnessed, if somebody saw, if somebody heard, then we do not expect them to lie. We expect them to give the truth and nothing but the truth. So John reaffirmed this in his letter of 1 John. He wrote, "That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked at and our hands have touched, this we proclaim." So John is trying to say whatever he is proclaiming is the truth. Proclamation of the truth about the ministry. He might not know about the earlier life of Jesus Christ, but he is aware about the ministry because he got involved in the ministry. And this is what he's narrating. And he's saying, this is what we proclaim. So, what do you proclaim? Do you proclaim the truth, what you have seen, what you have heard? Because we are told John saw, he touched, and he even wrote down whatever he saw. So, our eyes see a lot of things. Our ears hear a lot of things. And so our hands also touch a lot of things. So whenever you are narrating about a particular place where you have been, where you have visited, you are bringing the real picture to the people who have not been there yet. Like when we were in school, we were taught a lot of geography, areas we had never visited, and maybe even today we might never visit them. We were taught so much about areas outside Africa, which we knew nothing about, but you are imagining what was happening there. And these stories were being given by people because somebody somewhere saw and wrote. They kept a record. And so we are told these were the eyewitnesses of Christ. John reaffirmed this in his letter. He wrote, that which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked at, and our hands have touched, we proclaim. John felt a compelling duty to share his eyewitness account of Jesus. Why we proclaim to you what we have seen and heard, he said, so that you also may have fellowship with us. Because if they just start talking about Jesus, there are some people who will ask them, who is this Jesus you're telling us about? But now, because he has a history of Jesus, what he did, when he did, and how he did, John is able to narrate. He's able to give the story of Jesus the way it was so that people can understand and visualize whatever happened. And that is what happens even when we were young. Our grandmothers used to give us stories. Although some of those stories were so scaring that you could not even walk alone. And remember that time we didn't have electricity. You needed to hold a lamp wherever you went or a torch. And when you are given these stories about giants, about what, many, many scary stories, you felt afraid. But now John is telling them so that these people can join them in proclaiming this same word about Jesus Christ. And they can proclaim what happened to Jesus Christ. That is the aim that John has. So that these people may not fear and not start saying, oh, these people are talking from, I think they are dreaming. Whatever they are saying cannot happen in this world. But now they are saying, we saw, we touched, we heard. So now John wants them to join in their fellowship because he has already told them he was with Jesus. He saw all that he did so that they can believe. They can believe him. Now, we also have interesting episodes of our lives. Our lives that can be stories that can be told. But how will they be told? Will they be narrated well? Or they will be narrated like we wronged people, we did bad things to people, did we heal them? You might not be a physician, but you can talk to someone, some nice words, and heal them. Or are we just there? We have a story. Everyone has a story. Your life is a story. But it depends on how you write down your life. It's important that we model our lives with Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ should be our true model of our living. How he lived, his values, what he believed in. If we follow those ones, I am sure we will be on the right track and we will be doing the right thing. Jesus had a pattern of prayer. Early in the morning, he could wake up and pray. Jesus had a pattern of healing people, a pattern of delivering even those who are captured by the demons. He had so many good attributes. And I'm sure if we take up those attributes and make him our model, we are going to succeed in this life with no problem at all. So let us remember that we have a life. Our lives are a story, and we need to write that story. I'm sure it has begun, writing of the story, and it will be okay if